Hello, Painting with a Purpose friends. We are going to paint this cute little scarecrow. So the colors that you will need are white, a tan color, yellow, gray, pink, a tiny bit of orange, red, black, blue, and then this skin tone. So what I've done here with this color, this is going to be the scarecrow face. I have taken the light brown, white, a little bit of yellow, and a little bit of pink and mixed it together to get kind of that skin tone color. Alright, so let's get started. You're going to need your big 2-inch brush. I'm going to be using 2 different size flat brushes. You can use just one if you only have one different size flat brush, but I'm going to be using 2 different size, a smaller and a medium, and then I'm going to be using this little bitty round brush. Alright, so we're going to paint our canvas white first. Now that we have a thin coat of white, we're going to add some gray in here. And we're going to add some tan in here. And we're just going to make it look like an old rickety fence. You don't want it mixed in. Alright, that's all for the background, so we are finished with our big 2-inch brush. You can set that aside. Next I'm going to use my small flat brush, and we're going to come in here with the brown. You don't need a lot, just a little bit, and we're going to make some fence lines. This is the separation of the boards. Alright, with that same color, we're going to go in and make some grain lines. Alright, this is our fence that our scarecrow is standing in front of. Once this is dry, we'll start on our scarecrow. Alright, with our same brush that we made our fence lines with, the smaller flat brush, you're going to draw a red line. This is his shirt. We're going to draw it diagonally. You're going to come in about 2 inch to 2.5 inches, and you're going to draw, you can put like a little dot there where you're going to draw your line from, and then it's going to go just below the halfway point, so you can put like a little dot there, and then you're just going to connect those straight line. Everything below that line is going to be red. Go ahead and wipe that red off. And with your bigger flat brush and that skin color that you mixed up, we're going to draw his head. And his head is sitting at an angle, and it's just gonna skirt the top of his shirt. And you want to leave room for his hat at the top. Don't worry about making your scarecrow head super round. A scarecrow head is not super round. So wipe that off. And with that tan color, same brush, tan color, you're going to draw the brim of his hat. And his hat is going to kind of have a curve to it. It starts on the left hand side and goes right across the top of his head to the right. And then you're just going to connect that with a slight arch. From there, you're just going to draw a bumpy rectangle. And then just fill that in with that light brown. Go ahead and wipe that brush off and set it aside. With your small flat brush and your red paint, we're going to give our hat a band that's going to go right across this original arch. Just like so. Wipe the red off, and with just a teeny tiny bit of black, just barely, right along the edge, we're going to do a black line. It goes across the hat. And then another black line that kind of goes this way and down. Make sure you have all that black wiped off. rinse it or just wipe it, and then with your white paint, not a lot, just a little, we're going to add some white streaks on the brim of his hat. Make it look old, weathered, maybe add a little bit up here. He has been setting out in the weather. With that same brush, we're going to make his hair. So dip that brush in your yellow. And you're just going to kind of pull it down. Brush, but get just a little bit of that brown color that we used for his hat, and we're going to come back in here and add a little bit of that tan color. Wipe that yellow off. Rinse it really good because we're going to go to blue next. And we don't want green. With that same small flat brush and your blue, we're going to give him some suspenders. So right over here, we're going to draw a strap. And right over here, we're going to draw another strap. And then we're just going to connect him. And wherever you have blue, you're going to paint it blue. Go ahead and put this brush in the water. We'll use it again, so don't get rid of it. But we're going to do his face with his little bitty skinny brush. So we'll start with his nose. It's a triangle nose and red paint. You're just going to fill that in. wipe that red off. And with the black, we're going to do 2 oval eyes. With that same skinny brush, we're going to do a dotted line mouth. And it's not straight. Along his red nose, we're going to do some stitching with the black. Just right along that edge. Now go ahead and grab your small flat brush out of your water. We are going to do some pale pink cheeks. So take just a little bit of pink and mix it with white. And we're going to go right to the side of these dotted lines. And you're going to leave the bottom edge stationary, and you're just going to spin that top edge. There's one. And there's 2. You're going to wipe that pink off. And we're going to, with that brown, that tan color, we're going to draw some flower petals along his neck. It's like parentheses that touch. So, and it's going to overlap his overalls. All right, now you're gonna go back over those with yellow. We're just going to go along the face, right around that neck, with a little bit of yellow. With your small brush, make sure you've rinsed all that black off. This is your small round. You're going to make some white checkered lines on part of the red shirt that you see. Wipe the white off, and with black we're going to come in and do some stitching on his overalls. So just little dash lines along the edge. We're going to give him a little pocket. We're going to do that by adding little stitch lines for a pocket. With your flat brush that we just used the yellow with, go ahead and get red on that. This flat brush. We're going to give our hat a patch. Right up here. So just a square, rectangle, like so. And then with our small round brush, we're going to do a flower over here on this side. So you're just making, like that might be the letter N. You're just making like upside down U's, and they connect. And then just fill that in. And then in the center, you're going to take a little bit of black, and your flower can still be wet, it's fine. And you're going to make just a little circle. we're going to do the stitching around the flower when our flower dries. So let's move down here to our blackbird that we're going to have sitting right here on his shoulder. You can have a really big blackbird if you want to fill the whole space. You can have a little baby blackbird, but he's really simple. I'm going to have a small one, and you just, it's like the letter C. So we're just going to come across. Kind of going to flatten out his back a little bit, and then curve right along that shoulder. Just like so. And then from here, this line just basically comes straight down. Kind of looks like a little potato on his shoulder. And then just go ahead and fill that in. To give him his little hair and his tail, from the back of his head, you're just going to curve it up 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And then his tail, from his behind, you're going to curve it down 4 times. So start at the very bottom, the base. There's 1, 2, whoops, I skipped a space. And then there's one more that kind of curves out. That's his little tail. With the end, the plastic end of that brush, go ahead and dip that in white, and we're going to give little pupils. Rinse that black off really good. And we're gonna give his patch checker, like a hashtag. And then we're gonna go around the outside. With that little bit of orange paint that you have, he's gonna get a beak. So right off of here comes a little bitty triangle. And he gets some feet. Just 3 little lines there, and 3 little lines there. Can you guys see the little birdie? I'm not sure if you were able to see the bird, so I'm going to back it up and do the bird again. So when you do the bird, what you want to do is you want to draw like the letter C. So you'll start here and you'll curve around. From the top of the C, it basically comes straight down. and then you fill it in. So it kind of looks like a little potato. When you do his hair on top, you simply take your brush with your black paint and start at the top of his head and curl it up 3 times. And then for his tail, what you want to do is the same thing that you did for his hair, but instead of curling up, you're going to flip it down 4 times. And that gives him a little tail. We're going to add a little bit of white highlight like around his back, a couple of his tail feathers, and then right across his forehead. For his eyeball, you're going to use the plastic end of your brush again, and you're just going to make him a little eyeball. Now with our black, we're going to outline his beak and give a little line in between there. So outline, and then little line. With that black, we're going to do the stitching around our flower. So it's just little dash lines all the way around. Almost finished. A little black dot goes right inside of your bird's eye. And there is our little black dot. We are all finished with our cute little scarecrow. I hope you had fun painting with me. Check back, like and subscribe. We always put out new material. Have a great day. Bye guys.